Welcome to Walking After Whiskey. I can't even say that part right. We're going to start this over already.
Still going.
I know. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Welcome to Walking After Whiskey. I'm Shorty.
And I'm Travis. We're going to break down your latest episode of The Walking Dead tonight.
We're also going to break down some top shelf whiskey. Super excited.
Right,
super excited about this bottle.
Today, I wonder.
We are breaking down
Johnny Walker's
a
edition.
sweet-ass bottle. We are breaking down a sweet-ass bottle.
So Johnny Walker, the special edition bottle called White Walker, and it's to commemorate the last season of The Walking Dead. It's pretty badass. We like it a lot. We're going to drink the shit out of it.
Super stoked.
We're also going to break down
Season 9, Episode 5.
titled What Comes After. Oh,
We've been waiting for this one. We've been waiting.
What Comes After Rick Grimes.
Thank you. Cheers, everyone.
So good.
My lips are dry. Got a little burn. All right, what are we talking about first?
First thing we'll talk about tonight's episode is Rick on the rebar because of a horse dick knocked him off.
We talked a lot about that dick horse on the last episode, and that horse is dickified more in this episode, but for the most part, we thought it really important to talk about, like, Rick has to, can you imagine you're stuck on a rebar?
Right.
You, only thing you can think of, because I can't reach anything to get me out, so I got to take off my freaking belt and pulley myself off. Myself off.
You imagine just hordes of zombies coming after him. You hear them biting and chomping at the bit to come to him. They're within like 30, 45 feet of him. And literally he comes with enough sense of his brain to pull his belt off of him and lift him up rebar above him and pull himself off of rebar that's through his pancreas, whatever this is right here.
Right. There's some shit going on over there.
Yeah,
there's organs. There's lots of organs over there. Yeah. But he makes it happen. He frees himself. Although at one point I thought maybe he'd go like all Empire Strikes Back, Tauntaun, cut that horse open as a distraction. I did think that, and it didn't happen.
Well, the horse stuck around for him though, which is kind of nice for a dick horse.
The one dick move the horse didn't do was when Rick was in the house. The horse didn't fucking take off.
How many times did that horse almost buck him off as he walked away? I mean, the whole thing was like it was like a drunk girl at a frat bar, but instead of a bull, it was a dick horse. he's
fucking that fucker off every time.
So as Rick's riding away, he's leaking out from his intestines.
Leaking is a perfect word.
Walking trotting very slowly. Every single bump is hurting him very much, obviously.
Right.
And he starts to kind of fade in and out of consciousness.
Which, the previews, I was super excited to see your favorites come back. Right? You see, so. Super significant. Shane comes back, and
full hair, full Shane hair in his cop car, saying, "Get in the car, asshole!" Like, how cool was that?
And it was an epic asshole conversation. Absolutely. Like, you're an asshole. No, you're an asshole. No, you're an asshole. It was so great to see him, and then kind of even the kidding, like, well, that's my family. Like, I made that family. I was like,
cool was that? One could debate that might have been my family. And they were laughing.
Right?
It was like
Exactly. Not offended. There was no animosity. It was just Shane talking him through what he needed at that moment in time.
Yeah. And Shane basically was telling him, you became who you need to be. You are who you should be.
Right.
I'm proud of you for what you are.
Yep.
How's my daughter's eyes?
Right.
Fucking and they're laughing the whole time, just frat boys loving it, which was really nice to see. And then wake up.
It was, and the scariest wake up. Like, through all of those images where someone's telling him to wake up, that was like the most shocking wake up.
Yeah, it was
which is great.
It was like, if you don't wake up right now, you're dead.
Right.
And it was like,
and it was true.
Every time he woke up, like, zombies were like at his feet, being at his heels. At one point, he comes to and sees a mailbox, thinking, "Oh, I can go hide in the house for a minute. I can go find something to stop leaking out of my side." He goes up to a house up there, kind of makes a makeshift trinket for himself, and passes out again.
Yep.
So, as Rick's going through all of these ins and outs of consciousness, reverts back to Maggie, has actually finally made it to Alexandria.
And so there's a lot with that. In a very short period of time, I thought they did a lot with Maggie, with Michonne, and Michonne having to stand up to Maggie, and then Maggie literally talking her down. Like, I have to do this, and you don't understand because your loved one was not, well, I guess with their sons, right? But we went through that last episode. So this was really Maggie's time to really show everybody, like, no, I'm not over this. Like, my husband was murdered in front of me, and
in front of her too. Michonne was there.
Exactly. And you finally see that maybe Michonne acknowledged that a little bit. Like, she cried, and then she gave in to Maggie, which was awesome.
Well, she asked her. She goes, what if it had been Rick? Where would we be now? Would you guys feel alive right now if it had been Rick said back then?
Right.
Glenn's head was a puddle of skin afterwards.
And I've already acknowledged that I haven't watched this episode. I can't watch that part.
Him drastically all over his head and blood leaking out of the orifice of his face.
So the painful part though is, so Michonne steps back, right? And then so she lets Maggie in. She gives the keys, lets Maggie in, and Negan, that fucking dickhead, like makes her relive that entire thing. Like, he is like, oh, and then I bashed his head in, his eye popped out. Like, it was, for not having seen the episode, like, you relive it again, and I was kind of traumatized again. Like, it was awful. Like, you really feel like if someone's telling you that about your loved one, like, what do you do? Like, it's terrible.
So Shorty was talking about, Negan kind of trying to mind fuck Maggie.
Yep.
And actually, it's very poignant in this case, talking to Maggie, where at first he played I don't even remember his name, or anything about him, just to see if maybe baiting her would make it.
Yeah.
I think Negan wants to die. He said he wants to die. He is a shell of a man. So if he first tries, I don't remember you. I remember him, like, whatever. And then we see she's not biting. He says, oh, wait, I do remember him. And then starts talking about how grotesque it was in the whole event, thinking, oh, this is how we'll get her. I'll make her relive this all over again.
And so far, I think every prediction I've lost.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Every prediction we make, I lose. But I'm still conflicted with whether or not Negan really was beaten down or if he's just lying to get out of it. I mean, obviously, I was waiting that whole time in that cell. Like, I was waiting for Negan to do something terrible, like to take the weapon, whatever. Maybe that was the moment that he was going to be freed. It didn't happen. So you kind of feel like maybe Negan was telling the truth, but that dude's dirty. Like, that's a dirty MF. Like,
one of the big things that also makes me think that I know he was dead because when he walked up, the sandwich was whole. He's still on his hunger strike. He's still on. He wants to die. And that's much of been crumbs and been like, okay, I'm just rolling with the punches. No, he's done. He wants to be checked out.
So then you feel like, the resurrection of Negan, right, has to be at some point. You feel like he's going to be reunited with Lucille, and that's the turning part, right? That's going to be his resurrection. Like, what else could revive him other than Lucille? So
honestly, I think that with the way this show is going, I think that at one point he'll be an anti-hero, where he'll actually come back, and when we see the Whisperers, they're going to need something as big as Rick.
You're goddamn Whisperers.
The only thing as big as Rick is Negan. And so, not that they'll follow him, but he's just touched enough of loose cannon that he has no followers. He can't be a malicious threat, but he can take this person out and then take out his revenge on people that they need killed anyways.
For sure.
Your enemy's enemy is your friend.
For sure.
Right? So that's what I see.
And I have to acknowledge, so when Maggie, and I apologize for not knowing the other chick's name, when they were riding, right, to go get Negan, and she takes all her angst, like that's what she's going to do to Negan. Like, it was great. So great. And then she doesn't fucking do it, so whatever.
Well, she realizes that she goes, you're worse than dead.
Well,
you're worse than dead.
But Negan is like a fucking cat. That dude has like 9 lives. Like, that dude has not... How is that dude not dead yet? Like, it's kind of stupid. How is that dude not dead yet?
How does Rick have? Fuck.
Well, now we don't have to worry about him anymore, so it's fine. What's that?
Glenn's not a cat.
Why you got to be like that? It's kind of dicky. You're kind of like the horse right now, a little dicky.
So we're going to go back to some more, we're living some more of Rick's episodes of consciousness. We see a fan favorite, someone who passed away this season, Herschel.
Scott, R.I.P. Scott again. Like, knowing that there was going to be a lot of flashbacks, for some reason I wasn't expecting him. I don't know why, but obviously they tape in advance.
He was on set. He was on set this season.
Like, it was so great and so sad to see him at the same time.
Sure.
Like, and you have to imagine, like, the crew felt that way too, right?
Yeah.
They're watching this episode back. Like, Herschel's there. We have to say goodbye again.
Right.
But that was, for me, I was a bawling idiot because, like, it was
to
see him again. Like he
looked younger than ever. He was wearing white.
Right?
The scene was very well lit. He was on top of the top of part of the windmill. Let's see, that'll be the windmill.
Yes. Yeah.
So basically, the future, the light of everything, kind of giving Rick like almost like it's okay when you pass away. He talks about Meg, about how strong she is now, how strong the little Herschel is going to be.
Yep.
And just basically like everything you've done has led us to this point, and now you've brightened everyone's future.
Right. He justifies to Rick like, Maggie will be fine. Like, that girl's freaking strong.
Yeah.
Like, that girl's lost everything in her life right now except for little baby Herschel. So, but she'll be fine.
And the last person he sees in these flashbacks is Sasha. How cool is it to see Sasha? She's on the Star Trek, on the NBC series of Star Trek.
Which just happened?
She's really good at it. Sasha on.
Okay.
She's really good.
Not a big Star Trek fan.
And we did see her talk to Rick over a sea of dead bodies from actually.
You see lots of people in that mass.
Right. We see T-Dog. We see
Beth.
Jesus. We see Beth. Sophie.
Daryl. Maggie. Like you see old and new, like in that dead pile of bodies. That was probably one of my favorite scenes, oddly enough.
They had several actors. All the actors that didn't show their faces, they were dressed exactly like them. So
right.
Might not have been the right people, but what they were trying to be. They were trying to symbolize.
Right. Exactly.
There was a lot of old characters and new characters. It was really cool to see that scene. What does Sasha tell Rick?
So basically, Sasha's there to be that calming, let go. Everybody has their place. Like you can go. Like she's the finality of. I don't even know if that's a word. My apologies. That might not be a word. But she's or I'm making shit up. It's fine. She is definitely like the let go. She's like kind of the let go voice. I guess until we get to Michonne, right at the very end. But I like seeing her. Oddly enough, she was never one of my favorite characters.
Really?
Do I think she kicked ass on her departure? Absolutely, but she's never been one of my favorite characters. So I thought it interesting because even, I'm going to go on a little bit of tangent, even when Rick was walking through the hospital and you saw that you heard Abraham's voice, I actually lost it for a minute because I thought Glenn was going to show up and I was like, oh my God. Right. But I thought it interesting that of all the people that they came to kind of give Rick the okay, but it was Sasha. Like almost like did they not have a contract like Abraham and Glenn to say the final goodbye? I was really bummed that Glenn didn't make an appearance. Like he wasn't even amongst the bodies, by the way. So I was actually super bummed about that.
Maybe it was too what's the word? Maybe it was too cliche to bring them back because obviously Abraham and Glenn, like his most, I think his largest failures. Like he let them die in front of him. Obviously Shane got murdered because he was turned out to be this crazy person. Sasha got rid of herself, and Herschel got murdered by the governor. So it almost seemed like it would have been too easy to have those two there.
And I guess the pivotal part of Maggie's conversation with Negan was about Glenn, so maybe that was enough. Mm-hmm. But Abraham got like one little voiceover, like one sentence in there, and that was it. But I miss Abraham. I miss them all.
Yeah. It'd be cool to see Sasha and like Abraham like walking away. Like, because we all love Abraham. He's my favorite.
He was great.
So now to the end all. The helicopter we've been seeing since the beginning of last season. The helicopter that's been making a huge entry in this season, and which, oddly enough, he sees a swirling of birds that come in one of visions that turn into helicopters.
Right.
So it's kind of like all over this episode.
I'm going to go back again and say helicopters are loud, and how does nobody hear an effing helicopter? Like, how does that even happen? So that, for me, that's a little, like, you can ask for suspension of disbelief, but that's a little, that's big. That's big to ask us. That is big to ask us to do. But we still have the whole AB theory, right? So on this helicopter, there's an A.
That's right.
Although Jadass says, I have a B for you.
Yes. So
we still kind of don't 100% know what the AB is.
Sure.
So which I think is a great suspense thing for the next episode.
So what Rick should have done the whole time, which Joe asked him to do, was bring all the walkers of the two groups onto the bridge. The weight of them will break the bridge. Right. So Rick does this reluctantly, blowing up, but everyone came together.
Well, it's Daryl's idea, right? So Daryl's idea is now coming to fruition.
So Rick gets on one side of the bridge, right, and he's waiting there for these zombies to come across, and they start walking upon this bridge. The bridge ain't going nowhere.
They said, "Goddamn, really we built a really good bridge."
Caltrans needs to take some notes on this bridge. They did a really good job with the infrastructure. And so as Rick's waiting to basically sacrifice himself to all these zombies, everyone's like, oh great, this is an epic way for someone to die. He's giving himself up for everyone to live. But Daryl and Michonne aren't letting that happen.
No. And I had really come to terms with this being Rick Grimes' final episode. I really had come to terms with that. Every preview, every synopsis, every commercial break, Rick Grimes' final episode. So I was okay with that. What got me was when Daryl cried. And then I was an awful, ugly cry mess.
So he wasn't going to let him die. He was shooting arrow after arrow when he was walking by.
Protecting him.
It's an arrow. And he's shooting maybe it's 80 yards away. They're hitting him right in the head. One missed arrow and Rick would have died at any given point. And then Rick just kind of has a glimmer in his eye. He gets a little shame to his eye. Hey, I see what I can do. A set of walkers had knocked over a box of dynamite.
Conveniently, there's a box of dynamite there. Conveniently.
Very Acme, Red Stick looking, very, very cartoony. Right. But Rick, gets that.
You wanted Wile E. Coyote.
Right.
And the Roadrunner to pop out. That's how kind of cheesy that shit looked.
That's how they put bridges up too, And so he pulls his gun out there, one shot, hits dynamite, blows the bridge up to, let's say, I guess, Timbuktu or Albuquerque.
And I love the visual of the rockers burning, fall into the river.
As
great visual.
Walking in to get Rick, they're lighting on fire and falling in the water. So, so they're just going away down the river. Well, Rick is nowhere to be seen. We don't see Rick get burned. We see a huge explosion and everyone crying.
Right.
And then so it comes back to Jada.
Jada-ass. Stupid hoe.
How do you really feel about her?
I hate that. I hate her to no end.
Wonderful actress.
Oh, she's phenomenal. She's super phenomenal. I love the actress herself. I actually really enjoy her character because she makes you think, because she's the one, you were, with Negan, you're nope, he's broken. Yep. Jadis, you don't know. She will turn on you, and so my whole thing is with the upcoming episodes is what the AB means.
Yes.
And, I mean, AMC, the whole thing with Rick departing is they said they're going to make smaller movies now with what happens to Rick's character. We're still never going to see him again, but you're supposed to, get more information from the movies that AMC actually makes going on.
So let's think about the algorithm here. Let's break this down.
Sure.
So she goes to Gabriel and says, after he tells her that he's not going to go with his plan with her, she goes, all this time I thought you were a bee.
Right.
Here you are now.
Yep.
He wakes up and she has a zombie in front of him ready to eat him. So whatever bee means, he's about to be bitten and given. So bitten, bee, I'm not sure, but she was going to give him to the helicopter people bitten as a bee.
But there has to be something. So on the helicopter, though, it said A. Yes. And they're still picking up a B. So but they were expecting an A, right? And so she lied and got herself out of it.
Maybe A and B are locations they go back to. A goes back to the lab and B goes to a training facility.
Maybe.
And I need an A, we're going to training. We need a B, we're going to the lab.
Look at you.
It's no big deal. It's just
look at the big brain on Travis right here. Look at the big brain on Travis.
The big brain on Brad. Badass review. Fuck you, J-Dash. But J-Dash, so when he wakes up, you see Rick on the helicopter, very much platoon style, getting taken out of there. Over his nose, looks very Tropic Thunder.
Jade-ass is there, but she's also rescuing herself. She makes that very clear that she's rescuing herself.
And she was ecstatic. Oh my God, you're gonna live. She is genuinely happy that Rick is
Well, Rick saved her, so.
Yes. I guess if you had died, he'd probably dumped the ball off the helicopter. Maybe she needs him to live. All right, guys, we want to thank you. You're here at Junction Brewery and Grill in Darken Canyon at 110 West Marine Canyon Road. Bar that Shorty and I both love. Love it.
Totally love it. And y'all, if you all you want live music, you want to see some football, come down here, join us on Sundays.
Yeah, Sundays, I'm out here bartending anyway, so he's catching me back here, pulling this shit in front of the camera or behind the bar. I meet you here, I make the best Bloody Marys this side of the River. One thing
So
also came out
delicious.
here, and the pork belly bites and buffalo wings.
Oh my God. So for 5 weeks now, every Monday, pork belly bites for me. Like, dumb. Like, so dumb, dude. But every fucking Monday, I have pork belly bites.
Honestly, the only reason I get her out here is to eat pork
It's
belly
either,
bites.
and for Scott.
And Scott.
And for Scott.
Love you, Scott. Hey, come out and see us here at Junction Brewery and Grill.
Yep.
What we tasting, Shorty?
So we have, like, this bottle is epic. This is the most epic bottle ever. So we got some Johnny Walker. It's the White Walker edition. And when you freeze the bottle, super, like, fantastic surprises happen. It's kind of amazing.
That pops out.
So great. So great.
I hate scotch, so does Shorty. But this is actually a very nice scotch. It's blended, obviously, Johnny Walker makes it blended, looks like blue and gold, obviously, are a lot better malted. But this is a blended whiskey. It's very fucking smooth. But it's cold, when you have the ice cold, it really just goes right down with no flavor, really.
It's got a little bit of burn, but dude, just to get the bottle, like the bottle is worth it. The bottle's worth it.
A picture of a White Walker on it. So Johnny Walker has a guy walking with a top hat and a cane. He's all white, like the White Walker from the Game of Thrones episode. Actually, branded with Game of Thrones on it as well. It's pretty slick. Mm-hmm. So now as a part of the show, when I asked Shorty, who on The Walking Dead would drink this whiskey?
So I'm gonna go. I got 3 answers, and then my final answer will be
just one, sister.
no.
You must decide.
No.
We're gonna
So
cut it for the one.
at first I was like, don't cut me off. At first I was like, well, it's got to be for Rick, right? Because it's fun of, but you know, it's not. It's so not Rick. It's so not Rick. I get that.
Rick.
It's not. And then I thought though, because Herschel makes an appearance. White beard, beautiful, like so happy to see. And then I'm like, no, that doesn't work either. So for this one, I'm actually, because she's as cold as fucking ice, I'm giving this one a Jade ass. That's my final answer.
She is a conniving cat. I'll give you that. But I'll tell you what, man.
Oh God, here we go.
Everyone's opinion are valid. Mine's not right or wrong. It's just better.
Except for mine.
So you see the White Walker planted on here. It's branded White Walker. It's cold and tasteless. So who on The Walking Dead would drink this whiskey? A fucking zombie. This is a zombie-ass whiskey. It has no taste, it has no flavor, but it's delicious and cold. So I would enjoy this with a nice Walker.
For once,
White
I
Walker.
feel like my answer was better.
Which one? You had 3.
Jade ass.
Okay.
Jade ass. Because you ever see a fucking Walker be like, oh yeah, I will take that bottle of fucking whiskey? No. So I feel like I won this one.
Yeah.
He don't care. He's like, yeah, no, you didn't.
Yeah, you win.
But I'm not changing my answer for once.
You don't have
So that's
to.
a plus.
Yeah. Strong women. That's what it's all about here on the show, right?
So we say. Cheers, darling.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Gotcha.
A Walker, really? What Walker? You see a Walker fucking pick up a bottle of whiskey?
It's called White Walker.
No, but they're different.
It's cold and tasteless and not much really to it. There's no flavor, no bite.